Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, guys. This is Mukhtasar al-Qudoori. We have reached almost penultimate chapter before we finish Hajj. So, if you haven't watched the previous videos, I would suggest you watch them. And without any delay, let's start then, inshallah. So, Bab al-Fawat. By the way, if you haven't subscribed or hit the like button, you know what to do. Bab al-Fawat. So, Fawat, this is from Fata Yafutu. Fata Yafutu, Fawat. Okay, so Fata Yafutu, let me change the color a bit lighter. Fata Yafutu Faut, which means to miss. Alright, so it's kind of like it means it misses you, but in English we say you miss it. Ahrama, you know what that means. Fatahu is to miss. Wuquf, you know what that means, to stand. طلع الفجر من يوم النحر فقد فات الحج وعليه يطوف يسعى يتحلل. It means to go out of ihram. Yeah, so to leave the state of ihram. يقضي قضاء حج من قابل. قابل means the following. Okay, so following. ولا دم عمرة ولا تفوت. It's from the same word فات يفوت. وهي جائزة في جميع السنة إلا 5 أيام يكره فعلها فيه. يوم عرفة يوم التشريق. All these words should be straightforward to you guys anyway. Okay, let's go up. Okay, so it's a bit bigger. Nice big writing. Okay, so Babul Hadi is the next chapter. Hadi means a sacrificial animal. Okay, so sacrificial animal. So when you sacrifice an animal, the sacrificial animal is called the Hadi. Okay, so it's pronounced not Huda, Hadiyun, Hadiyun. Al-Hadiyu adnahu. Adna means minimum. Okay, minimum. Shatun wa huwa min thalathati anwa'in al-ibil wal-baqar wal-ghanam. So you did all this before. Yujzi'u suffices. Did this before as well. Al-Thani means like an adult. Okay, so it's kind of become an adult. It's a reach of a certain age. فَصَاعِدًا إِلَّا مِنَ الضَّعَن. ضَعَن means a goat or sheep rather. ضَعَن. Yeah. Okay, so sheep. فَإِنَّ الْجَذَعَ. الجذع is a 6-month-old animal. مِنْهُ يُجْزِئُ suffices. لا يجوز في الهدي. مقطوع means cut. قطع يقطع. الأذن is the ear. مقطوع. الذنب. الذنب is the tail. ولا اليد. يد is the front arms or hands. رجل back legs. Front legs, back legs. ذاهبة gone, lost. العين the eye. عجفاء, this word came before as well. It means underweight. Someone that's underweight, malnourished. Underweight. عرجاء, the one that has a limp. Yeah, so a limp in the leg. التي لا تمشي إلى المنسك. And then you got mansak, the place where you slaughter, you do the rituals, and nusuk. جاء في كل شيء إلا موضعين. موضعين means 2 places. من طاف. طاف يطوف, done that before. جنوبا, state of janaba. جامعة, sexual intercourse. بدنة. البدنة, done that before. تجزئ كل واحد 7 إذا كان كل واحد من الشركاء. شركاء means those who are sharing. The sharers. The ones sharing, you call them shuraka. Okay, so sharing shuraka. Yuridu al-qurba. Qurba means something getting close to Allah. Nasib means share. Laham is meat. Lam yujzi. Al-baqin, remainder. Okay, we've done this rest of it. So, I mean, it's quite straightforward. So I don't want to keep on having to repeat words, you know, that we've kind of like covered before. It just seems a bit. Okay, so let's do the i'rab of this now. Alright, so Babu al-Fawati man ahrama bil-Hajj. Yeah, so ahram fi al-fa'il. Fatahu al-wuqufu. Wuquf is the fa'il of fatahu. Bi-Arafata غير منصرف. So we give it a single fatha. حتى طلع الفجر. Right, so that's the fa'il. من يوم النحر فقد فات يفوت الحج. Fa'il. عليه أن يتوف. So an is because of the fatha, because of an. يسعى. So you can't see the vowel there. يتحلل عليه أن يطوف ويسعى ويتحلل يتحلل ويقضي الحج. So remember, all of this is عطف onto the يطوف. So all of them will take fatha. من قابل جار مجرور. Okay. And then you have لا دم لا نفي الجنس عليه والعمرة new sentence لا تفوت. So مبتدأ خبر وهي مبتدأ جائزة خبر في جميع السنة إلا في جميع السنة إلا 5 أيام. Okay, so إلا 5 أيام يكره فعلها. This is نائب فاعل فيها يوم عرفة. Now you can say يوم عرفة as well. يوم عرفتي يوم عرفة يوم النحر أيام التشريق. Okay, new sentence here. والعمرة سنة خبر مبتدأ وهي مبتدأ الإحرام والطواف والسعي والحلق والتقصير. All of these are عطف onto الإحرام. باب الهدي. Okay, so again باب الهدي مضاف إليه. Alright, so you got الهدي مبتدأ أدناه شاة. Okay, that's the مبتدأ and then the خبر and then all of that becomes the خبر. وهو من 3 نوع. I think this should be 3 أنواع, you know. Maybe some mistake here. 3 أنواع is supposed to be. Alright, so أنواع would actually grammatically sound better. You tell me what you think in the comments. الإبل والبقر والغنم يجزئ في ذلك الثني فصاعدا إلا من الضأن فإن الجذع منه يجزئ ولا يجوز في الهدي مقطوع أذن. This is the file. Okay, so this is the file. أو مقطوع الأذن أو أكثرها مقطوع أكثرها ولا مقطوع الذنب واليد والرجل ولا الذاهبة العين ولا العجفاء ولا العرجاء التي لا تمشي إلى المنسك والشاة new sentence جائزة في كل شيء إلا في موضع من طاف طواف الزيارة جنوبا حال ومن جامع في الفاعل بعد الوقوف بعرفة فإنه لا يجوز إلا بدنة والبدنة مبتدأ والبقرة new sentence تجزئ كل واحدة منهما عن 7 إذا كان actually this can be والبدنة تجزئ كل واحدة منهما عن 7 إذا كان كل واحد من الشركاء يريد القربة مفعول به فإن أراد أحدهم بنصيبه اللحم لم يجزئ عن الباقين ويجوز الأكل من هدي التطوع متعة والقران. Okay, so that is basically the i'rabs. Now let's go to understanding the meat of the masala. What's it talking about? Animals, meat. So what is this masala talking about? This is talking about the chapter of Fawat. Okay, Fawat means to miss. So basically, if you miss something in Hajj, right, what is the consequence of this? So this is basically telling you what you have to do. So man ahrama bil Hajj. So man ahrama, whoever has an ihram for Hajj, فَفَاتَهُ الْوُقُوفِ. So in those days, he's missed. So remember, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th. So on the 9th, he missed Arafah. If a person misses Arafah, what is going to happen? So he has from Fajr, on the 9th, all the way the Fajr until the 10th. That he has all that time. So Fajr to Fajr. Whoever misses that time there doesn't get to Arafah. Then what? So he says, whoever misses this, بعرفة حتى طلع الفجر من يوم النحر, until the Fajr starts on the 10th, فقد فاته الحج. Hajj, he's missed the Hajj. So if he misses it there, the guy has missed Hajj. Right, too late. No way to make it up. Now because he's gone into Ihram, he has to do qadana. عليه أن يطوف ويسعى ويتحلل ويقضي الحج من قابل. Right, so what he's going to have to do is going to have to get out of Ihram. So to get out of Ihram, he simply just has to go to the Kaaba. Right, this is a strange drawing of a Kaaba. And he has to go around the Kaaba 7 times. So he does tawaf, goes sa'i. Sa'i 7 times. And then he's out of Ihram. So he's out of Ihram, he can wear normal clothes. And the next year, he has to do qadha. So he has to make up the Hajj next year if he can, or the year after, whenever it's possible for him. Okay, so this is يقضي الحج من قابل. قابل means the next year. ولا دم, and there is no dam عليه. There's no need to give any extra blood. Right, so if a person has missed Arafah, right, he simply just has to get out of Ihram and then just do qadha of that. No need for any slaughtering. Okay, what about a person for Umrah then? What about someone who is for Umrah? So, وَالْأُمْرَةُ لَا تَفُوتُ. You can't ever miss Umrah, because Umrah can be done outside of any date. There's no specific date time that it has to be done in. So if you missed it, for example, in January, you can do it in February, in March, in April, May. وَهِيَ جَائِزَةٌ, and then he says, and its Umrah is permissible في جميع السنة, throughout the year, all 365 days, إِلَّا خَمْسَةَ أَيَّامٍ, except for 5 days, in which is considered makruh tahrimi fi'luha. So in the year, 5 days, you are banned from doing Umrah. What are those 5 days? Yom Arafah. So Yom Arafah, you don't do Umrah. Yom al-Nahar, the 10th. So Yom Arafah, this day, the 10th, you don't do it. Ayyam al-Tashriq, 11, 12, and even, in this case, 13 as well. Let's put 13 there. So even the 13th, so you can't even do that. Tashriq. So there are 5 days, these are. So note these 5 days down. Alright, so make a note of these 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 5 days you're not allowed to do Umrah. It's considered makruh. وَالْأُمْرَةُ sunnatun, and ultimately Umrah, according to Hanafis, is considered to be a sunnah. Right? It's not considered to be obligatory. So technically, if a person lived their whole life and did not do one Umrah, they won't be sinful. Okay, what is Umrah? It's simply just doing Ihram, and I mentioned this in the crash course. Umrah is simply just doing Ihram, Tawaf, Sa'i, and either shaving your head, halq, or taqsir, or cutting your hair. That's all you have to do in Umrah. Just put yourself in Ihram, go to Makkah, go around the Kaaba 7 times, do Sa'i. So 7 times at the Kaaba, Sa'i, and then shave your head, cut your hair. Khalas. Alright, next, let's move down then. Hope that is quite straightforward, simple. Okay, next is to do with the concept of Hadi. Hadi basically means a sacrificial animal. Alright, so sacrificial animal, this is something that you have to do in different parts of Hajj. So what he's done is, he's brought all the different types of sacrifices that you have to make in Hajj into one chapter, so it's easy to follow. So he says, let's follow this then. He says, Al-Hadiyu, Hadi, the minimum Hadi is a shat, is a goat. That's the smallest. You can't go any smaller than that. You can't slaughter a chicken. Don't try to go slaughter a chicken, or don't try to go and slaughter an egg. No. The minimum is slaughtering a goat. Okay, and Hadi anyway, Hadi is of 3 types. Ibil, so you can slaughter camel, cow, and goat, sheep. Right, those are the 3 types of animals that are reserved for slaughtering. Now, when do you slaughter one? So he says, Yujzi'u, it suffices fi kulli dhalika al-thaniyu. So the thani aged animal suffices. What is the thani aged animal? So we've done this in zakat before. Right. So he says, الثني فصاعدا. So thani of a camel is 5-year-old camel. Baqar is 2-year-old cow. It has to be minimum 2-year-old. And a ghanam 1-year-old. That's what we call a thani. Thani of different animals has different ages. Okay. Right. So thani فصاعدا, or any age older than that. إلا من الضأن, except for a sheep. Sheep you're allowed to slaughter the jadha. Okay, the jadha. And jadha is basically a 6-month-old. That's an exemption there is. So 6-month-old. Yeah, 6 month. Okay, and then he says, منه يجزئ ولا يجوز, it's not permitted في هدي مقطوع الأذن. So these are the types of animals you can't slaughter. مقطوع الأذن, ear cut, or أكثرها, or most of the ears cut. So full cut or more than 50% cut, you can't slaughter that. So you got a cow that's got an ear, yeah. So let's just write this over here. So you can't have, let's say, a cow. Okay, this is not obviously a nice picture of a cow, but normally a cow's ear would be like this. So let's say, for example, the ear has been severed, right? At least half of it's gone. You can't slaughter that cow. That cow cannot be slaughtered. ولا مقطوع الذنب واليد والرجل. So an animal that has cut tail's been docked, nor the front hand missing, or the back leg missing, right? So you can't have that, yeah, because it's considered to be a defect. And how can you sacrifice for Allah an animal that you would consider to be defective? ولا الذاهبة العين, and nor the animal that has an eye that's missing, so is blind in the eye. ولا الأجفاء, and nor animal that is extremely malnourished. ولا الأرجاء, and nor the animal that has a limp in its leg. So these kind of animals, what does it mean? التي لا تمشي إلى المنسك, the animal that cannot walk to the slaughtering place. That animal you can't slaughter. So the rest of the animals you can slaughter. So let's just list these down then. So ear, number 1. Ear, number 2. Tail, number 3. Front hands, front arms. So front arms, back legs. Back arms, what am I saying? The eye is missing. Yeah, blind in the eye. Ajfa, underweight, malnourished. And arja has a limp in the leg, meaning can't carry on. Okay. So washatu jaizatun, and a goat is permissible fi kulli shay'in. You're allowed to slaughter a goat in any type of offense that you've committed in Hajj, except in 2 places. Illa fi mawdi'in. What are those 2 places? So let's just write these down then. So number 1. Okay, number 1. So the first place is where a person has done tawaf ziyarah. Remember, tawaf ziyarah is the one on the 10th. Yeah, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Tawaf ziyarah on the 10th. This one over here. In the state of junub, meaning without ghusl. Yeah, that's the first one. Number 2 is whoever did sexual intercourse. So sexual intercourse after Arafah. So after, basically from here onwards, all the way up to the 10th. Whoever has had sexual intercourse in this period of time. Okay, so that's the second one. Then that person cannot suffice with a goat. They have to actually slaughter a camel. This is a very serious offense, this is. Keep that in mind. Yeah, so on the 10th ziyarah and then after the tawaf. So man tawafa, except in 2 places, man tawafa, a person who does tawaf of ziyarah, junuban, in the state of janaba. Waman, and the person who does jima, sexual intercourse, ba'd al-wuquf, after Arafah, bi Arafah, فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَجُوزُ, because it's not permitted except 1 budna, or badna. Now if a person has sexual intercourse before Arafah, then the Hajj is over. Yeah, a person who has sexual intercourse over here, then Hajj is over. Okay? And if a person has sexual intercourse over here, then it's okay. Yeah? There is permissible. Because we talked about that. حَلَّلَهُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. Yeah, everything becomes halal for him. Okay. وَالْبَدْنَةُ al-baqaratu, so one camel or one cow suffices تجزئ كل واحدة, each one of them, منهما, of the two, from 7 people. So 7 people can share one camel or one cow. إذا كان كل واحد من الشركاء, when each of the 7 people, so let's say for example like there's 7 people, all right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As long as all these people are doing it for reward, yeah, they're not just doing it for because they're hungry, they want the meat. So each of them put money together, and each one of them buys all together, they buy the cow or they buy the camel, and each one of them is doing it for reward purposes. Then yuridul qurba, then it's fine. But if one of them says, no, I don't want qurba, I just want the meat, I'm hungry. فَإِنْ أَرَادَ أَحَدُهُمْ, if however one of them has a share of the meat, meaning just wants meat, does not have any intention for Umrah or Hajj or anything, لَمْ يُجْزِئ, it would not suffice any of them, meaning that the animal has now not sufficed, they have to repeat it again. عَنِ الْبَاقِينَ, so it's a very serious thing this is. If you're sharing with other people a cow, make sure all of them are doing it for reward. وَيَجُوزُ الْأَكْلُ مِنْ هَدِي التَّطَوُّعِ, it's permitted for the owner to eat from the tatawwu, optional, وَالْمُتْعَةِ وَالْقِرَانِ. Yeah, so mut'a, qiran, you're allowed to eat from this slaughtering, it's totally fine. It's like, qurbani meat, you're allowed to eat from it. And that's it, guys. That's basically what this whole lesson is all about. I hope it was beneficial. I hope you guys benefit from this. And let's just summarize some questions here. Okay, I'm not going to write the questions down. I'll see how this works. Let me know if you guys prefer the questions on the screen or me just saying them. What does a person do if they miss Hajj? Right, they miss the Hajj, meaning they miss the wuquf in Arafah. So what they do is they have to do tawaf, do sa'i, get out of the ihram, and then repeat the Hajj again in the following year. Okay. Do they have to slaughter any animal? No, they don't have to slaughter an animal. Okay. Which days can a person not do Umrah? It's 5 days. The 9th, the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. Okay, next. How is Umrah done? Umrah is simply just ihram, yeah, tawaf, sa'i, halq and taqsir. Okay, to do with Hadi now. What's the 3 animals you're allowed to slaughter? Camel, cow and goats. What's the minimum age of them? So camel must be 5 years old at least, baqarah 2 years old, ghanam at least 1 year old. What about al-dha'an? Dha'an sheep, you can actually have a 6-month-old. What kind of animals can you not slaughter? Any animal that has a defect, like missing ear, tail, front arm missing, back arm missing, or leg, eye, underweight or limping. You can't do those. When is it not sufficient to give a goat? In 2 places. Person does tawaf ziyarah and says janaba. Person has sexual intercourse after Arafah. What if you've got 7 people and one of them is not doing it for reward? Then none of them suffices, none of them. Alright guys, Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think of this as well. And thank you to my patrons for supporting my channel. It means a lot to me. As you guys know, it helps me a lot, go a long way. So inshallah, I will see you guys next time. Hit this like button, subscribe button, and if you want to become patron, support my channel, please consider it. Details are in the comments. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.